What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another video. Step into the arena, pull out a chair, and make yourselves at home. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over task 3 and task 4. There's the reading passage. It's an announcement. Now, please look at the whiteboard, copy the note-taking diagram that you see. The star symbol is going to be for our beginning sentence. The minus symbol is going to be used for our ending statement. The M stands for the man. W stands for the woman, and 1, 2 are for the first and second reasons. Understand? Now, when the conversation begins, you should try to notice immediately who the main character is, because if you start believing that a person who is actually not the protagonist is the protagonist, you're going to waste a lot of time and energy on writing down unnecessary things. So try to catch right away who the main character is. All right, now let's look at the reading passage together. Student election date to change. The Student Activities Office is changing the date to elect student representatives to the Student Council. While elections have traditionally been held in May, the representatives for the new school year will now be elected in September. Thank you very much. Now, what's the most important verb here? I believe it's change. Okay, so change the date to elect student representatives to the Student Council from May to September. Okay, so it was originally in May, but now it's going to be in September. All right, now let's keep on reading the passage and look for the upside of this new decision. This will give freshmen the opportunity to help select the student representatives. There it is. Give freshmen the opportunity to help select the student representatives. All right, we're done with the reading passage. We do not need it anymore. Okay, so now we should be able to say the beginning sentence and the ending sentence of our response without any problems whatsoever. Now that we're done with the passage, let's listen to the conversation.
Listen to a conversation on the same topic and take notes.
Hey, this is a spectacular idea. The school is moving elections for student representatives to September. That'll let freshmen be more involved in the elections.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what? Lots of students are busy at the beginning of the year. They've got to fix their schedules and get used to their roommates and stuff.
So?
Well, I'm just saying that many students might not bother to vote if the elections are held too early in the school year. I probably won't vote if I'm occupied with getting used to starting school again.
Okay, you have a point. But what about the freshmen? Don't you think it's great that they'll get involved in the election process?
It's fine that they'll get to vote, but they don't really know anything about the important issues on campus. So how can they make good decisions without knowing all the facts? And they won't know much about the candidates either. They'll be voting, but they won't have information to go with.
Well, I guess I see your points.
All right. Okay, the man did not like the announcement, although it really seemed like the woman was the main character. Okay, so the man didn't like the announcement. So in the end, we're going to say, even though the school believes that this decision will, blah, 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 the man opposes the university's new plan. All right, now let's take a look at the first reason. Lots of students are busy at beginning of year because fixed schedules and roommate. So it's not fixed roommates, but it's get used to their roommates. So not bother to vote if occupied with other things. Second reason, not know about important issues on campus and not know much about candidates. So don't have enough information to properly vote. Okay, so that's everything that we're going to say for this response. For the conversation, we're going to be organizing 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 sentences altogether from the conversation, albeit the length of the four sentences are pretty long, but 4 altogether. Okay, now, if it's at all possible for any of you guys to lip sync along with my sample response, I would like to highly recommend you guys to do that. And if you are a first-time viewer, please go back to my channel, hit the playlist button, and check out the first few Task 3 videos that I uploaded so you have a better idea of what's going to happen. Here's my sample. According to the announcement, the university is planning to change the date to elect student representatives to the student council from May to September. However, the man is not looking forward to this. First and foremost, the man mentioned that lots of students are really busy at the beginning of the school year because they have to fix their schedules and get used to their roommates. As a result, the man thinks that many students will not bother to vote if they are preoccupied with other things. On top of this, the man also said that most freshmen don't know anything about the important issues on campus, and they don't know much about the candidates. Consequently, freshmen do not have enough information to properly vote. Even though the school believes that this decision will give freshmen the opportunity to help select the student representatives, the man opposes the university's new plan for these two reasons mentioned in the conversation. It's a walk in the park, boys and girls. It's so easy. Once you are able to take really good and effective, efficient notes from the conversation or lecture, every single integrated speaking question should then become a piece of cake. Honestly, it should. They should. So please, utilize some kind of template. I don't care if it's my template, your own template, some other person's template. I really don't care. Use some kind of template. Practice taking notes for both the reading and the listening. And really be aware of your speech, how you talk. So pay attention to your intonation. Pay attention to your fluency. Even pay attention to your pronunciation. If some words are extremely challenging for you to pronounce, either avoid those words or practice pronouncing those words. Practice enunciating them. All right, now let's move on to task 4. Okay, here's the reading passage for task 4. So the topic is buyer's remorse. Remorse means regret. Now, let's look for the topic word in the reading passage because that's the fastest way to find a definition. All right, now for me, the word buyer's remorse is in the third line. And in the sentence after that sentence, it says, this is a feeling of deep regret for making a specific purchase. So in the previous sentence, buyer's remorse is the last word. And the first word of the sentence that we just read is this. So what do you think this is? It's buyer's remorse, right? So there's the definition. Just copy it. Is a feeling, blah, 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 specific purchase. All right, we're done with the reading passage since we have a definition that has no mistakes whatsoever. Now let's listen to the lecture.
Listen to a lecture about the same topic and take notes. I'm sure everyone has purchased something in the past and later felt bad about buying it. The reason for that feeling is buyer's remorse, and people often experience two separate reactions. Here's a personal example that should help explain this phenomenon. 2 weeks ago, I purchased a really expensive car. I just got promoted and felt like splurging, so I went and got a car that, quite frankly, cost way too much. Anyway, it felt good driving it for a few days. But after a while, I started feeling bad. I thought that the car was too expensive and didn't fit me. My first impulse was to return the car. That's the onset of buyer's remorse. So I called the dealer who sold me the car and told him the truth. And you know what he did? He kept telling me I had made the right decision. Yeah, I know, it's his job. But he pointed out a lot of things I hadn't thought of. He told me how it was the right vehicle for my family and me. And he promised to keep in touch to check up on me and make sure that the car is running well. So, yeah, he really did convince me to keep it. That's how I beat buyer's remorse.
Okay, now, since this listening was a lecture, I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer so that we can really take a close look at what I took notes on. All right, let's take a look at the first example. 2 weeks ago, purchased expensive car because got promoted. So, got car cost too much. After a while, feel bad because too expensive, so return car. Called dealer, however, kept telling him that made right decision and promised to keep in touch to make sure run well. So convinced someone to keep something. All right. Now that we know exactly what I'm going to say for this sample response, let's go ahead and listen to what I've got to say. In the lecture, the professor elaborated on a specific example of himself to explain the concept of buyer's remorse. To begin with, 2 weeks ago, the professor purchased a very expensive car because he got promoted. Consequently, he got a car that costed way too much. After a while, the professor started feeling bad because the car was too expensive, so he decided to return the car. He called the dealer, but the dealer kept telling him that he made the right decision and even promised to keep in touch to make sure that the car he bought was running well. In other words, the car dealer successfully convinced the professor to keep the car. To sum up, this was a perfect example of buyer's remorse, which is a feeling of deep regret for making a specific purchase, given by the professor in the lecture. Thank you for your time and consideration. So that was my sample response for this question. If you have any concerns or any questions about the sample response that you just heard, please utilize the comment section to your advantage. And if you would like to reach out to me and ask me about the services that I provide, feel free to send me an email or to send me a message on Facebook Messenger. All right, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video, which is going to be covering task 5 and task 6. Peace out, guys.